Hello, welcome to this update. So let's quickly just check the rainfall forecast in southern Asia and a tropical update for the Pacific there. So first, let's take a look at the Eastern Pacific. So we have tropical storm Carlotta there, and this disturbance it's now at 90% in the next 7 days and 30% in the next 2 days. So they say a trough of low pressure located 700 miles south of the Central America coast is producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms. An area of low pressure forecast to form from this system during the next day or so. Thereafter, environmental conditions appear conducive for additional development, and a tropical depression is forecast to form by this weekend or early next week, while the system remains offshore, moving west-northwest towards 10 to 15 miles per hour. So this will likely remain offshore there. Then there's this other system, it's down to 20%, so it continues to produce disorganized showers and thunderstorms, but it might remain in favorable environment a little bit, but the forecast is to become more unfavorable environment, so that has lower chance to form. But tropical storm Carlotta there is forecast to become Hurricane Carlotta by tomorrow and even tonight, and then move out into the Pacific there. So it's just going to sea there, no threat for land, but it's there, tropical storm Carlotta. So in the Western Pacific, they don't have anything yet tagged, but tropical Tibet does. They have Invest 91W there, and it's like south of Japan, in the middle of the ocean there. Not forecast to hit any land, but it might try to form to something in the ocean there. And let's see some models for both of the systems. So first the Eastern Pacific, Hurricane Carlotta there, and then it keeps going, strengthens a little bit more and dissipates there. Then the GFS has two more systems forming. One gets stronger and moves north, and the other one gets to a hurricane too and kind of circles around it, and they both die. And later, after that, they have another system forming there, going out into the Pacific. So the GFS is really crazy on the Pacific there. But I guess we'll see. So the Euro has Tropical Storm Carlotta there. It strengthens a little bit there, but the Euro doesn't show much strengthening, but it strengthens a little bit, and it has that second system forming back behind it there. And the Canadian model has Tropical Storm Carlotta. It keeps going north there, and then the other system forming behind it, and then it keeps going, maybe to hurricane strength, and maybe another system scraping Mexico later by August 11th. So this is still uncertain. Whoa. So we'll see. So let's see here some from the European model. So this is until Saturday, August 5th, the precipitation. So it has more rain for Costa Rica, Panama, some more in Guatemala, especially southern Mexico. There has some heavy rains. In all of western Mexico, some heavy rains too. So be aware, parts of Belize, some more rain as well. In El Salvador, Honduras, a little bit more showers and thunderstorms. Let's see the GFS model. So it has more for southern Mexico, western Mexico there, and more in Panama and Costa Rica, some heavy rains there. So be aware. More in parts of El Salvador, some in Nicaragua, Guatemala, some more in Belize and the Yucatan. So this is the GFS, and then it increases a little bit as you go through time. So this is until like August 10th. So there's still 10 days to this. So this is like rainfall in the next 10 days. But it shows more in Panama, especially Costa Rica, Nicaragua, and Mexico there, and some other areas in the next 10 days. And the Canadian has a similar thing. So let's see until August 6th, has more heavy rains in Costa Rica, Panama, some more in southern Mexico there, and western Mexico, and then more shows more in the Yucatan, in Guatemala, especially the Pacific and northern Guatemala, some more in Belize, more in El Salvador. So yeah, be aware in those areas, more heavy showers and thunderstorms. So there's the model here. It shows the showers and storms passing through there. More in Costa Rica, the Yucatan, Guatemala there. Like this weekend in Honduras, Nicaragua. Just some more showers and thunderstorms there. So yeah, be aware. And for the Western Pacific, let's see. It has, let's see here. So this is the Canadian model. It has that system there, and then it tries to form another system, like in the ocean there, and then it approaches Japan, but kind of goes north there. The GFS has all that moisture there, and maybe a system trying to spin up and going north, maybe some other systems maybe approaching Japan later, but that's by August 12th. It's far out. Shows maybe something weak into Taiwan and China by August 16, and maybe more stuff later. But this is all long range, so it will change a lot. The European model has more there, but just some more moisture and nothing really forming. So yeah, but the main topic is the heavy rains there in Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, and some other areas there in Thailand. So Friday tomorrow, more storms in India, some in Pakistan tomorrow. Shows more in Myanmar, more storms in Laos. By Saturday, Sunday, still some storms in India, in Myanmar, in Thailand. Shows more next week, Monday, more Myanmar, more in Bangladesh, some more storms in Nepal by next Monday and Tuesday, and Bhutan. So let's see here uh, the satellite. We now have those storms there in eastern India, Myanmar, Bangladesh, some in Thailand, Pakistan. We have some storms in Vietnam. So the rain accumulation in the next 3 days there. So next 24 hours, just in the next 24 hours. So today's Saturday morning, and today's Friday morning. So until Sunday, it has more than 136 millimeters in Bangladesh, more than 144 millimeters just until like Saturday night, Sunday. So, and more in India, he has more in Pakistan there. Then the next 3 days until like Monday or early Tuesday. I think this is until Sunday and Monday, because today is like Friday morning. So this is until Sunday. It shows more heavy in western India because of the monsoon, but not much in the south. Just some showers and storms in the south, but heavier monsoon in those northwestern coast, like western coast, more to the north there, more than 100 millimeters there, and more heavy rain in central India from all those storms. So be careful during the day. There might be those strong storms in these areas, might have some heavy rain, hail, and maybe some lightning too. Be careful, and some strong winds with this storm. So shows more than 200 millimeters, 135, shows more than 300 millimeters in some of those areas because of the storms, and shows more than 200, let's see, 100 millimeters in central India there. So be careful. And parts of northwestern India to Pakistan, it also has more than 150, 140 millimeters there, right between India and Pakistan. So be aware in Pakistan too. Some more storms during these days, especially central Pakistan there. Some more storms. And next 3 days in Bangladesh, it's very heavy, more than 128, 113 millimeters in those areas, 126 millimeters in southern Bangladesh, 160, 140, some spots driven, 190 millimeters, let's see, 139, and all the way to 200 millimeters in a spot or two, 137 millimeters. So be aware, more thunderstorms and heavy rains in southern Bangladesh these next few days, and also northern Bangladesh. So shows more than 130 millimeters in northeast India and northern Bangladesh, close to 180 millimeters. So be careful, lots of storms these next few days. So let's see, northeast India and southern Bhutan shows more than 130 millimeters too, 164 millimeters, 200 millimeters in northeast India. So be careful, and be careful with flash floods and landslides from these heavy rains too. And let's see, shows more than 145 millimeters. Northeasternmost India, southern China, parts of southern China, more than 134 millimeters. Let's see, northern Myanmar, I think this is northeastern India still, so northeastern India shows more than 200 millimeters still. And let's see, so that's Myanmar, so there's India. Okay, so this northern Myanmar shows more than 170 200 millimeters there. In northeastern India there shows more than 154 millimeters. In central Myanmar there, close to southern China, shows more than 193 millimeters, 200 millimeters in some areas. Let's see, Myanmar, more showers and storms throughout these next few days. Not as much in central Myanmar, but northern and southern Myanmar a little bit more. In Thailand, shows more in Laos in the next 3 days, some more in Laos there, especially some areas of central Laos where those pinks are. More than 100 in northern Vietnam, especially shows more than 154 millimeters in northern Vietnam there. So be careful there. Next 5 days shows even more in Laos, some more in Vietnam, and it shows really more for southern China and Vietnam. No, that's Myanmar. So southern China and Myanmar, the Euro has more than 500 millimeters there, and all through northern Myanmar, close to 100, 200 millimeters there in northern Myanmar. And take a look at this. Next 3 days, next 5 days gets really busier in southern China and northeastern India, more than 200 millimeters there, 200 millimeters through northeastern India, in southern Bhutan there, and be careful on those mountains and everything for landslides and floods, 200 millimeters there, and through Nepal, especially southeastern Nepal, more than 100 millimeters in those mountains, a lot of heavy rain too. Be careful with floods and slides. Let's see, next 5 days shows more western India, but no big change, but shows more there, and more in central India. So let's see, next 3 days only a little bit, next 5 days lots more in western India and central India there. So more storms in the next 5 days in central India there. And take a look at this, Pakistan next 3 days, next 5 days in Pakistan. So a lot of heavy rains going to Pakistan there. Shows more than 170 millimeters in the next 5 days in Pakistan. Even other areas there, northern India shows more than 100 millimeters in some areas. So be careful there. Laos, Thailand shows some heavy rains in parts of Thailand. In Cambodia a little bit less, but there might be some summer thunderstorms too. Uh, shows some in southern Thailand, but not much, around 40 millimeters. Shows some in Malaysia there, not as much as in the north, but still some. In Sumatra there, shows more in other parts of Malaysia and Borneo, around 78 millimeters in some areas. More in Western Guinea there, in Papua New Guinea, some foothills, more than 100 millimeters the next 5 days. Shows more in the Philippines, so not much, but more than 50, 60, 70 in some areas there in the Philippines, 60 millimeters, 37, 90. So yeah, some more showers and occasional thunderstorms there in the Philippines these next few days. Be careful. Eastern China has quieted down a little bit, but there might still be some rain in Taiwan. Shows more through northern China there. Let's see, northern China going to North Korea. So even more the next 5 days in North Korea there. Shows more northern China. Be aware, more storms in those areas. Through Mongolia and Russia there. Shows more in Mongolia, some more in southern Russia there. And be careful. Japan is not showing much in the next 5 days. Mainly northern Japan, but the rest of Japan might have just some showers. Parts of Japan and some thunderstorms, but no big deal. Let's see here. It also shows more heavy rain the next 5 days for western Yemen there, and southwestern Saudi Arabia, possibly. And let's see what happens in the GFS. So this is the European. Now the GFS is a similar thing. A lot of storms through central India, more than 100, 200 millimeters there. So be careful in central India. A heavy monsoon in western India. More storms in Pakistan. Let's see, some heavy rains in Bangladesh, like the European, southern Bhutan, northeastern India a lot. Shows more in Thailand, Myanmar, and it even shows more in Vietnam there. Shows more in southern Vietnam. Might be some other storms there. More in Laos, north central Laos, and it has still in the Philippines some, more in the northern Philippines. Has more North Korea too, so be aware there. Some other areas. Those islands of southern Russia shows a lot. Parts of southern Russia there from some other storms. Northern and central Mongolia shows more. So yeah, more in Yemen and Thailand and parts of Ethiopia and Eritrea there. So be aware. In the Maldives shows just some more showers, maybe some storms, but nothing crazy. But it has more for Malaysia there, close to 111 millimeters in parts of Malaysia and Sumatra the next 5 days, and the GFS has more for Brunei and Malaysia there in parts of Borneo the next 5 days. So be aware there. More in Papua New Guinea, and this is mainly it. I think still some very hot temperatures in Afghanistan, in Iran there, into the 40s. It's very hot in northern India, into the 30s, in Pakistan. So some basins there high into the 30s. Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan into the 30s. Very hot. And eastern China into the 30s too. Hot as well. Let's see the next few days there. It remains hot in those areas. And the European model too has a very hot in those areas, especially the Middle East there, high into the 40s. Let's see some wind gusts. It shows some stronger winds in the Arabian Sea near Saudi Arabia, and by Friday more strong winds in Afghanistan and Iran there, continuing to Saturday possibly. Some gusty winds in parts of India sometimes, in Mongolia. Let's see in China sometimes next week. And yeah, that system trying to form there. And this is mainly it. So thanks for watching. Stay safe from the heavy rains in Southeastern Asia. So let's just show you some warnings. They have lots of warnings in Russia, China for like wildfire, thunderstorm, and all those stuff. But they now have some rain warnings in Thailand, and the thunderstorm warnings in India there. So yeah, be careful. Lots of wildfire danger, thunderstorm, and wind advisories in Kazakhstan. So that they always have that. Let's see some temperature advisories and wind advisories and even some rain parts of Qatar and Saudi Arabia. So this is mainly it. Let's see. So stay safe from the heavy rains in Southeastern Asia, because they can be dangerous, and we'll keep you updated.